Hello and welcome to Me and My Golf TV. You've joined us at the stunning Astbury. Now, being as though today is Andy's last day, what we'd like to do is...
What are you talking
your
about?
last day. Did you not get the memo?
No? What are you talking about?
We found a replacement, someone who's better than you.
Really? Well, that's not fair.
Yeah, well, sorry, you're out. So guys, today we're talking about course management. Let's help you take charge of your game.
I can't believe it. Why are you getting rid of me?
Okay guys, so we've got rid of Andy. We've now got another Me and My Golf staff professional, Darren Clarke. So he's going to do the instruction today. No, only kidding. So Darren, thanks for joining us today. Ken, thanks for joining us as well. So we've also got KK here as well, who's the owner of the Astbury and designed this golf course and specifically designed this hole, the 18th at the Astbury. What a golf hole this is. What made you think of this?
Well, first of all, I think the fact that you're finishing over water is the number one thing.
Yep.
If you can do that. Although it's a par 3, which is a little bit unusual. There are other golf courses, and I was aware of that. And I thought, I've just got to have it. We've got to have a finishing hole 200 yards from the back tee. We're not actually on the back tee at the moment. The wind's blowing, so it can really seriously play havoc with your game, as you can imagine. On a day like today, and Darren's already hit one shot, an 8 on. It's
that's the second one.
4 foot from the pin. But I think the thing is, it's the same with all of the holes on the golf course. I went to Desert Island, Jack Nicklaus course in Arizona years and years ago and saw the tees. That was the first time I ever saw round tees. I thought, got to have a bit of that. You know, I like that. But the main thing that's stuck in my mind is that Jack stretches tees over a very long distance. So from
Definitely
here, we've got everything from 200 to about 90 yards right on the edge of the water there, which obviously gives a good options, weather depending, for all golfers of all handicaps. And I think that's a good tip for anybody that's going to build a golf course.
There we go.
Stretch your tees out as far as you can, if you possibly can. And and I think in respect of the actual green itself, sawgrass was always in my mind.
Yeah.
Everybody would love an island green, wouldn't they? I think so, if they possibly could. Darren's fresh from there. Did you hit that one, Darren?
I did actually, I did actually. This year I did.
Okay, so I did my best actually. It's waterside, but obviously creating the best peninsula I could with the water going in close. The front pin position where it is today, as you can imagine, it's pretty tight. And can I say I saw Peter Baker put one in the water sometime last year. I'm sure Peter won't mind me saying that. But it came that close to being an absolute brilliant shot, and that's what this.
That's what it's about, isn't it? That's what it's about.
Yeah, playability as well. Different pin positions on this hole. There's lots of different ways to play the hole to get it close. Darren just went for the pin and
got it close.
Got lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
Superb. So we've got golf instruction and course design now on Me and My Golf. So look, thank you again. I think the main reason is Ken's got a great view of the 18th green from his house, so he's seen all these golf balls go in the water. Right, so what we're going to do today, obviously I wanted to talk to Ken about why he's designed this golf hole, but I also wanted to ask Darren about the strategies that he would need. Obviously, course management is crucial. I mean, that's probably where a lot of amateur golfers actually go wrong. I'm sure you've seen that throughout the years of playing pro-ams and what have you. But for instance, this hole here, we've got a tough hole. We've got 171 from this tee. Yep. The flag is on the front. There's loads of wind. What would go through your mind when the strategy on this?
Well, the first thing is obviously to take the water out of play. That's first and foremost. And invariably, I think week in, week out, when I'm playing pro-ams, amateurs think that they hit the ball much further than they actually do.
Yeah.
So your first thing is to take enough club to make sure that you're taking the water out of play to get over the water, and then after that, you got to take a look where the wind's coming from. Today it's off the right, so if you hit a draw, the ball's going to go further. It's going to ride the wind, go further. If you hit a cut, it's not going to go quite as far. If the flag's on the left, then you don't want to short side yourself to the left, so you aim it a little bit further out to the right to give yourself more of a landing area target. If it's on the right, make sure you keep it just left of the flag to give yourself enough room to work with. It's all about, and on tough holes like this one, it's all about giving yourself your best opportunity to make par, not necessarily make birdie.
Yeah, definitely. And I know this hole here, I mean, the flag is in the toughest position on the front of the green. If they put this flag at the back, further up the green, it makes it a little bit easier. But I suppose when you do practice rounds, you'll look at the rough either side of the green, won't you, and work out where the best rough is, if that makes sense?
Yeah, you always do. You always work out on tour. We work out where the miss is. It's more important to know where to miss a green than it is where to hit a green.
Yeah.
Some of the courses, and more the ones that we play these days, if you miss it in the wrong place, it's virtually impossible to get it up and down unless you're going to hold a 25 footer to safe par. And with what they're doing now on tours all around the world, they're putting the flags in more and more difficult positions to protect golf courses. They're putting them 3 yards off the right or the left or front. They're using all the corners, which necessarily a few years ago they wouldn't have done.
Okay.
So consequently, it's making course management much more important.
Definitely, and it sounds as though, I know I always, and Andy as well, always talk about, you've got to be positive in your routine and things like that, and it sounds a bit negative thinking about where you misses, but it's not, it's part of the plan, isn't it? So it's part of your strategy.
Exactly.
And
it's
then
part
you
of the
move
strategy. So, for example, if I was standing on this tee in a tournament, I think, right, what's the first thing that I'm thinking of is obviously take the water out of play.
Yeah.
Number 2 is I'm going to hit a draw or hit a fade. If I was to hit a draw into that flag, it's maybe one club less than what I would take if I was going to hit a hard draw.
Yeah.
If I'm going to hit a fade, then maybe it's 2 clubs more than that because I'm holding against the breeze. So you got to make up your mind what shot you have, and then when you've got that, when you made your mind up, got your yardage, make your commitment, make your swing, and if it comes off, it comes off. And nothing worse than panicking halfway down, thinking, oh no, I haven't got enough here, and I don't overdo it. You got to commit to your shot and hit it.
It's interesting you say commit. Now I know you've done some work with Dr. Carl Morris. I've done some work with Dr. Carl as well, and he talks about there is a very much different. You've got this sort of think box where you're obviously doing all the strategy, but then you cross that sort of lines commitment, and that's really important. That once you've got all your numbers together and you know where you want to miss, and obviously you know where you want to hit as well, that you actually commit to it. But there's a little bit in between about imagery. Do you do much with that?
A little bit, but I would have a tendency to play very quickly anyway, so I don't want to stand over the ball thinking too much. The longer you stand over the ball thinking, only bad things can happen.
Yeah.
The quicker you look at your target and hit it, the better. That's the way I look at it. And it's everybody's got the gremlin on the shoulder. Everybody's got the ones, don't hit it heavy, don't hit it thin, don't hit it in the water. Everybody's got it. Even top pros have got it.
Yeah.
But you got to commit to your target, step in and hit it. The longer you stand over the ball, the more time you give yourself to second guess and doubt yourself.
So that's really important. So I think the main thing that you can take out of this is that you must get a strategy, and then you commit to it. And then if it goes wrong, if you commit to it, you pull off the shot that you want to pull off, and it was wrong, doesn't matter, does it?
No, it doesn't make any
difference. You just reevaluate.
Well, one of the worst things, one of the banes of golf these days is slow play, and a lot of slow play is down to guys standing over the ball and taking forever to hit the ball whenever they're there. And if you're slow, that sort of tends to ruin it for your playing partners, for everybody else out in the golf course. So if they commit to their thought process earlier, get it done, step in and hit it a little speed up, and make the game more enjoyable for everybody.
Brilliant. Okay, so it sounds like we're going to hit a good shot, doesn't it? Doing all this.
It does.
Can we hit one, please? Can we watch you hit one? I'm sure we'll be fine.
We shall see. We shall see. The first one was in the water, but it was a little bit.
That was a bit stiff, yeah. Okay.
Exactly. The second one was there, okay. And this is my third one, so we shall see. I'm probably a little bit stiff again at my age. But anyway, this is an 8 iron here because the elevation going down.
Down, yeah.
If I want to really make sure it gets there, I'll be turning it a little bit. But because the wind's slightly quartering and helping from here, I'll probably hold it up just a little bit. It probably won't look an awful lot, but it will start off just holding a little bit, and then the wind will.
Then the wind will take it down.
But if I hit this solid, this is always carrying the front edge.
Good.
So
yeah, perfect.
The first things first is to hit it solid and get it over the front edge. In saying that, I better make sure I had a good contact on this one. But that was okay. Now that should be good.
Oh, better than the other one.
It should be. Hang on.
Yeah, brilliant shot.
Just let it go a little bit. I didn't quite hold it at the start.
Okay.
That's why it's gone maybe 4 yards longer than it should have done. But
probably a straight shot more than a slight fade then.
It was just, sometimes we as pros, we're always, to hit it close and strong winds, it's easier to fight the wind than go with the wind.
Yeah.
But that means taking more club and holding up against the bead, because the ball then comes down on the green land soft.
Yeah. So it's important to understand that if you have got a shape which is going against the wind, it is going to take it out of it.
It's going to take a lot out of it.
Okay, excellent shot. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go down there with you in a minute and watch you and see if you can knock that putt in. But guys, okay, brilliant. Some great advice there. Commit to your plan.
Taking off club. Always taking off club, because people watch the pros on tour and blah, 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 and they get on a hole like this and think, oh, I'll get an 8 iron there, I'll get a 9 iron there. Just taking off club.
You do find that, don't you? You say they hit an 8 iron 160 once and they think that it goes there all the time, and obviously if you've got water in the front, it's never going to happen.
Why we use TrackMan, why we spend so much time figuring out exactly how far our ball goes. And we may do a session, we hit 25, 30 balls with each club in the bag and take the average one of that, including we'll delete the best one and the worst one, and then take the other 28, and get the average, and that's how we figure out how far it goes.
Brilliant.
Not just because you had this 8-iron one time.
Now you know what to do, guys. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon on Me and My Golf TV.
If you like, whereas Darren's was more upright on the way back, and then it shifted towards the plane on the way down. And we often see that among the majority of the better players, it's slightly steep on the way back, it's slightly shallow on the way down.